Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Underground News Network. I am your host, Ital Iman. This discourse is titled The Master Blaster Jamming and Its Technologies, due to the fact that currently there are certain information coming out in the movement by African Americans to let people understand that this is a endeavor of advanced technology. The white scientists have been experimenting with sine waves, SINE waves, and I guess you could say metaphysical means of communications, dealing with quantum physics and telepathy and sound vibration. The ancient wisdom recorded in the crop circles touch on this. Very few black people since the incarceration of Dr. Malachi Z. York. This is the current information. Master Blaster Jamming, the science and technology. First, I like to say, when a man falls, it takes a second to hit the ground, and all is relative. In retrospect, May 5, 2000, the Superberg B-15, 183 miles long, 123 miles wide, broke off the Ross ice shelf last March. By May, it had broken off into two parts and directions about 20 miles. This was in the year 2000. In March, the Ross ice shelf broke off. We wish to show you here or reveal the wisdom coded in nature. The Superberg, named B-15, is 183 miles long. 1 plus 8 plus 3 equals 12. From May 5, 2000, there are 12 years until 2012, the date the Maya calendar ends. Also, the 23 miles and the resonant number of Sirius is 23. It had broken into two parts and directions about 20 miles, so we can plainly see the esoteric message here of the culmination of the end of the pole shift. Note, solar flares peak in frequency every 11 years. From the great flares in 1999 and 2000 will be even greater around 2012. The maximum peak cycle started in the year 2001. We wish now to tell you the wisdom we found when May 5, 2000 came. We ran from Florida to the base of the Grand Canyons, where we were taken to safety by the Havasupai Indians. Note that on the 17th, 12 days later, traveling from a 26-degree arch on the 5th, the 5 naked eye planets fit within a 19-degree arch of elliptical longitude. Venus passed less than 1 degree from Jupiter at 6:30 Eastern Daylight Savings Time. Eastern Daylight Time. 12 years from May 5, 2000 is 2012 equals 5. Maya calendar ends. When we reached the Havasupai, they showed us two rock formations of a man and a woman on the opposite side, and they called it Lot and his wife. From the Bible destruction story of Sodom and Gomorrah, we can see that Planet X, Nibiru, or Mothership, has already been spotted at front or near our sun. Many people are observing this fact. Okay, speaking of the breaking away of the poles in the year 2000, the climax of the polar ice shift in the year 2012, this year, just 8 years after, we get the following report from the news. A section of Antarctica's largest ice shelf is disintegrating. Satellite images have shown the global warming is thought to be the cause. An iceberg measuring 41 kilometers by 2.4 kilometers broke off the southwestern front of the Wilson's ice shelf on February 28. Images obtained by the University of Colorado's National Snow and Ice Data Center showed that led the further disintegration of the shelf's interior, of which 414 square kilometers have already disappeared. As a result, a large part of the 12,950 square km shelf is now supported by a 5.6 km strip of ice between two islands. Ted Scambos, the NSIDC's lead scientist, said in a statement, "If there is a little bit more retreat, this last ice buttress could collapse and we'd likely lose about half the total ice shelf area in the next few years," he said. You are now in tune on the one, the force itself at this time called the Master Blaster Jamming. So we have scientific proof that the poles have already shifted. As we have said, in the year 2000 we went down to the Grand Canyon and we were shown underground cities. You go 8 miles down and it goes further than that. There are ladders there, and there are some sacred tunnels that are compartmentalized and closed by the government. It is off limits. So we know that there's something going on, something that we can't see. We know that the government have begun to house seeds in Antarctica. They have powerful telescopes at Antarctica. We know that there are underground bases in America, places of escape. So Dr. York was locked up, and as you will see on a video here on YouTube, brother is saying that he was locked up because of the return of Nibiru. So we say when one door is closed, another one is open. Check this, written by the prophet George Clinton. Truly dedicated to the funk and being on the one, Starchild attempted to create the allies he could need in the absence of Dr. Funkenstein's clones. Tiny did he realize that the good doctor forenotioned a fail-safe mechanism that would ensure the release of clone funk power without awakening the clones placed in the pyramids. Realizing the vulnerability of the sleeping clones were they to be discovered, Dr. Funkenstein had also implanted a special gene in carefully selected carriers around the planet. The time-released DNA would manifest in these descendants of clones when needed, creating necessary series of events that would ultimately lead to the prophesied grand event we are coming together for, an experience beyond anything conceivable with our limited imagination. We will witness the awful power of a fully operational mothership. The prophet has said, as I have stated before, the prophet Bob Marley has said, when one door is closed, another one is open. Let us do this. Let's set the captive free. Think about Dr. York. It's known as the prophesied signal of the landing of the holy mothership Nibiru, the Master Blaster Jamming. For Jaja say, and all the musicians shall be there, players on instruments at his feet. And it is written in a place for us to see that when two or more gather in the name of truth, thinking on one thing, truth and power is in your midst. For it is done. For it is written that by the faith of Noah, the elders were given a good report. It is written in our day in the holy book of wonder, the Master Blaster Jamming. When you're moving in the positive, your destination is the brightest star. This is of the oral transmission of harmonic energy information called the Master Blaster Jamming. Again, you are now in tune on the one, the force itself at this time called Master Blaster Jamming. I am your brother, Ital, Iman.